What is up? What is up? This is Alertwolf here to bring you another anime review, and this one is of Kotoura-San, episode 5, called School Praise. And alright, basically this episode can be broken down into two halves. Alright, wait, you know what? Before I even get there, I've been saying this for the last two reviews, and this is the last time I'm going to do this, but a fellow YouTube reviewer by the name of Henshin Hikeda has a petition going around. This one is to help change YouTube for the better, to change the copyright infringement rules. Because right now it's guilty until proven innocent, very un-American. You don't get to face your accuser, and you can get in a lot of trouble for stupid things that aren't really... Basically, the battle's over thumbnails. It's very stupid the way YouTube does things, but it's a good petition, so fill it out. All right, now, like I was saying, you can break this down into two halves of the episode, and I'm gonna get into the A and B. So the A half of the episode is she's back in school, and what's her face? You know, what's her name again? The one that was bad and then she became good. Moritani. She decides to join the ESP Club. And she joins the club and displays her prominent new ESP ability, which is telekinesis. Basically, she was punching, and with the wind of her punch, she was blowing out the candles, and then there you go. Then it was like, everybody has a power except for the president, but she's like, I'm a general. So they want to have a welcome back party for Kotoura, so they decide to have a slumber party at her house, at her little apartment there. And it's like a welcome home party. It's also a housewarming. So that's what they do. They do this, it's a good thing, and they end up partying at her house to watch like ESP movies and stuff like that, and she's dodging the pervy advances of Manabe, even though she likes him, and such. There's even, the president even snaps a photo of Manabe and Kotoura actually fell asleep. Kotoura fell asleep on him, so they were technically sleeping together. So she took that picture of her, and then you know, that was a lot of fun and games. It was pretty funny, that the whole, you know, that whole stuff. There was a lot of jokes. She wakes up, she sees the picture, she's like, oh, and he sees it too. I want a copy, I want a poster set. She's like, delete it. So the president deletes it, but she's like, don't worry, I sent you a copy. So now she has that as the background wallpaper for her phone. And before they leave her house, Manabe hands her a poster of Moritani doing some like a martial arts poster, and it was doing like one of these poses, you know what I mean? And and he's like, every time I look at this I laugh. So, of when she was younger. So, and they were going, Mori, 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 you know? So she yells at him for it, because that's being a bad friend to her, and she crumbles it up, but she ends up looking at the picture and cracks up. And then the next day at school, it's awkward because she can't even look at her now, and then without cracking up. And she's like, oh man, she hates me again. And she's being super nice. By the way, I didn't mention this earlier. Moritani is super nice to Kotoura now. She absolutely loves her, and you know, she's always like hugging her, and you know, she's completely 180. So this is the B. Now the B part of the episode happens because Kotoura wasn't paying attention, because she's thinking about that poster. She had a stomachache from it. So when it was a school festival day or something, and they were picking activities to do, and Kotoura wasn't paying attention, and so she got put in the relay race. And it turns out she expresses to the ESP Club that she can't do this. she's a big klutz, and it's horrible. And everybody's like, yeah, we know you're a klutz. It's fine. So there's this whole training montage, and they have her run with tires. So she can't really do it. She falls, and they have her wear one of those coil suits, which is funny. And she even does a little martial artist pose, and they gave her like the big eyebrows, and it's all funny because she can't do that either. And you know, she goes through all this horrible training, and then here comes the day of the big race, and you know, she goes. There's a couple of jokes in there beforehand about Manabe had to find a bug. Then he thought she thought he was coming for her, but he actually came from Moritani, and then said he was a bug, and then she punched him a bunch of times, and it was funny. And so she runs the race. Everybody gets behind her. They start cheering her on. He even gets the class to cheer her on. And then she falls on her face. They show it, like they break away like she did it. And then they're like, oh man, that was a horrible fall. Then they flash back to the fact that she fell. And, you know, she goes home. She had a horrible day because she hurt herself and it was embarrassing. And then she sees that picture. She starts cracking up again. And she's like, he was right. You know, this has become very precious to me. And that was pretty much the episode. I think the next episode is going to be called Summer Vacation, and we saw scenes of the grandfather being around, and them at the beach and whatnot. Now, I will say this. This episode was funny. It didn't delve in at all to the darkness, at all. You know, it's like they weaned us off of the dark from the previous episode to this episode, and I'm fine with that. I'm fine with the lighthearted stuff because that's the type of show this is. But I also like that just beneath the surface, if they have to, they can delve into it, and it does become a deeper show. But at the end of the day, this is a comedy, and it should be funny, and it should be lighthearted. So having said that, I'm going to give this episode a 3. I enjoyed it. You know, this episode, this show is always the highlight of my viewing day. It's just super enjoyable. So yeah, I mean, I absolutely loved it. There's really not much to discuss in this episode other than the establishment of Karate Girl being a good person again and having her in the ESP Club, which makes her a permanent main character. And there you go. So that was the importance of this episode, and you know, just to establish that she's back. So again, it's a 3 out of 5. You know, that's it. I mean, there's not much else to say about this episode, except for it's funny, and I say go watch it. So click it up if you like it, comment if you must, and please, please, please subscribe if you can. And remember, on the bottom in the notes section will be the link for Henshin Takeda's petition. So please click on that and support it. It's a good thing. This type of change is good. But, alright. This is Alert Wolf signing out.